So we are here with Mr. William Rivera, 26-year-old serial entrepreneur. Has done over 9 figures? 8 figures. 8 figures at the age of 26. That's absolutely insane. Obviously, he's doing something right, and he knows what he's doing, and he knows what he's talking about. So let's talk. William, what was the very first business that you ever launched that took you to where you are today?
Yes, I mean, the business that I made the most money on was the education business, so Ecom Degree University. We launched that back in 2018. From 2018 to 2021, we were stuck at the 30, or actually from 2018 to 2020, we were stuck at the 30 to 50K a month mark. But then when I learned about webinars, automations, high ticket backend, all that stuff, we quickly went to 300K a month, then $1 million a month, and then eventually $2.2 million a month. So yeah, that was my biggest business. That's my biggest company that I still run now. And then I help other people that have a skill set, have an expertise, kind of do the same thing.
Wow. So you said that you were going from 30 to 50K a month, and then in just a single year, you implemented webinars, funnels, and that's what immediately took you to 6 figures a month?
Yeah, because most people, they just make it hard on themselves. They post content and they hope to have, they hope that people DM them so they can sell them their services. But a lot of people, they won't buy from you right away. They kind of need to go through this customer journey, which usually takes 6 months before they can know, trust you, and be comfortable enough to buy from you. But when I learned the webinar game through going to these different masterminds and learning from people that have been in this game for 20, 30, 40 years, I realized that the webinar is really the only funnel and the only piece of content where you can take someone that it might have took them 6 months to buy from you, but within a 2-hour window, they're able to learn so much from you and know, and trust you in that 2-hour window to where they're able and willing to spend $1,000 to $3,000 with you on that webinar. And then when they buy right there, you can quickly ascend them into your high ticket if you have the right systems in place, which was another thing that 2x'd our revenue when we figured out the back end stuff too.
Wow. Okay, so take us from the very beginning, because you've been in the course creation space for several years now. What were you doing in the very beginning versus what are you doing right now?
Yeah, so in the very beginning, I was just getting really good at making content. So I'm a big believer of you should put your best stuff for free out there, because if your content is better than everyone else's, if your content is more high level than everyone else's, then your customers will see that. They'll see that your competition is kind of gatekeeping certain information and putting it in their course, whereas you're giving everything out there. A lot of course creators have this limiting belief, I shouldn't put my best information out there because then what's going to be in my course? Whereas that's just a bad way of thinking, because if you do have your best stuff out there for free, people are going to be more willing to do business with you. So I was doing that very, very early on, 2018, 2019. I was posting a lot of e-commerce content back when I was selling on Shopify and Amazon heavy, and that's what my program is around. I was just revealing all of the stores that I had, revealing all of the ad spend, and revealing all of the marketing strategies. And I was getting a lot of customers from that. But organic, you can only grow so fast with organic. Organic's really, really hard. And that's why we were stuck at that 30 to 50K a month range. But what I realized is a lot of people, they try to think that ads are this complex thing when it's not. Really, paid ads, all paid ads is pouring gasoline on your organic content. So if you're a creator right now where your organic content is doing good, paid ads is going to take you to the next level.
Right.
Now, if you're a creator right now where your organic content is trash, then you shouldn't run paid ads. You need to figure out the organic first. But if organically you're doing well, if organically you're doing 10 to 30K a month, you can quickly get to 100K plus a month, because again, paid ads is just pouring gasoline onto that organic content and getting more eyeballs there. So that's all I did to get to the 7 figures a month. Is my organic content was already good, but I just needed more eyeballs. So I just paid for the eyeballs to the organic content, and then that's what took us to the next level. Plus the webinars too, because people, they're not just gonna see an ad, go to an order form and buy. They still need to go through, they still need to know, and trust you before they purchase from you. So we ran ads to good organic content to a webinar where for 2 hours I nurtured them, gave them value, gave them a lot of good information, and then at the end I just extended the opportunity to them of working more closely with me through a course, and then people would buy it, and that's how we got to 7 figures a month.
Yeah. And you would say like attending all these masterminds, meeting with mentors, that all took your business to next as well?
Yeah, I mean, just being willing to invest in yourself, going to these masterminds and stuff, I was able to meet people that elevated my business. Like the first mastermind that I ever went to, it was like $7,500. I had never spent that much money ever before in my life. This was like 2020, 2021. And at that mastermind is where I learned about the concept of webinars. It's where I learned about the book One to Many, which if you're watching this, you should read this, the book. One to Many is by Jason Fladlien. He's done over $100 million with webinars. That's my mentor. So I found out about his book at that mastermind. And then I also met my media buyer that I used to have. I don't work with him anymore, but he took me to like $300K a month.
Wow. And
I also met a lot of good friends that I talked to, because as an entrepreneur, it's not likely that you grew up with people that have the same drive as you.
Right.
So it's always good to have people in your circle that are, working on the same things, that have the same type of aspirations. So that's definitely like what I got from going to those masterminds. And recently I launched the B2B offer. I've been helping people scale their webinars, scale their info companies. And through talking to a lot of these entrepreneurs, I realized that a lot of them, they don't really have bottlenecks in their business. They more so have bottlenecks in the way that they think. And it's because a lot of them, they got to 50K or 100K a month and they think they know everything. But the reason why they're not where they want to be is because they don't.
Right.
And they're not willing to invest in themselves. So I'm lucky that I got that investing in myself. Like I got into that mindset very early in my career. So now whenever an opportunity presents itself, I don't care what the cost is, I can see past the price tag and see the ROI. And that's why I'm able to grow so quickly. A lot of people, all they see is the price tag.
Yeah.
But they don't see like the ROI, they don't see the other side of risk, basically.
Yeah. Like, for example, didn't you just recently pay like over $100,000 to be a part of another mastermind and learn from another mentor?
Yeah, so recently I paid $150,000 to be in Russell Brunson's highest level mastermind. There's only 18 businesses that are a part of it.
Jeez.
Because not only is it a hefty price tag, but you have to qualify for it. You have to have done over $25 million in sales with your funnel. And a lot of people might watch this and they're like, Will, like, you're making so much money already, what's the point of paying even more to learn? Like, don't you already know everything? And what I tell people all the time is sometimes you're not one gem away, you're one person away. And that's what I found. I found that to be very true in all the masterminds that I've joined. Is most of the time, I get good information, and I might implement some things that make me a lot of money, but it's usually just the people that I meet. Usually when I go to a mastermind, I actually don't gain anything crazy from the presentation itself or from whatever the mastermind creator or the founder is going over.
Right.
I get a gem from like an attendee, like someone that's paid to go to that mastermind as well, and then we exchange contact, and then he tells me what they're doing or she tells me what they're doing, and then usually that is able to level up my business. So I pay more so for the connections.
Yeah, I remember going to an event with you and you were not even sitting in the room, you were sitting by the bar and you were just talking to people, making connections. No, I love that. That's awesome. So talk to me a little bit more about the people that you're currently helping, like the businesses that you are helping grow.
Yeah, I mean, we've helped a lot of people in the industry. Like, for example, David Omari is one of my boys. I met him back in 2022. And when I met David, he was already doing $100,000 a month. If y'all don't know who David is, he's the king of YouTube automation. Like, he's the face of that industry. And yeah, he was doing 100K a month. He had really, really good, he was one of the people that I was talking about earlier in this video. He had really, really good content. He figured out his style. He actually was the originator of this. I took the point from him. But
that's crazy. I never knew that.
Yeah. So he was going crazy on TikTok doing this with like good headlines, getting a lot of leads. And his business was people would DM him. He had setters in his social media, in his DMs. And then they would close them on high ticket programs, like $3,000 to $5,000 packages. And they were doing 100K a month doing that. And a lot of people do that. And I told David, I was like, look, bro, if you had a webinar, if you took all of these people to a webinar instead, you could sell a $1,000 program on the webinar. More people would buy because it's more affordable. But at the same time, a good percentage of those people, I would say 30 to 50%, are gonna upgrade to the high ticket. So you'll just make more money. Because right now, you're missing out on a lot of money because you're direct selling.
Right.
And he joined my mastermind. We implemented that system for him, and he immediately, like within 60 days, went from doing $100K a month to $1 million a month.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Because now, instead of doing $100K a month, he was doing $100K every Sunday on the webinar, because he would have, anywhere between 1,000 to 3,000 people live.
Right.
And 10% would buy at a $1,000 price tag, and he was upgrading 30% of people onto the high ticket every week. And that's how he got to $1 million a month. And we've had a lot of people do the same thing. I helped Dion Coopwood get to $500K a month with this same system. Now he has a software, which he still implements the webinars, but now he's getting people to buy his software on the webinar. So now he's actually building that MRR every single week.
Wow.
So it works with different style businesses too. We also helped the Bees, Carter Cofield. We helped you behind the camera. We helped Alexis. So if y'all don't know who Alexis is, she has a program where she teaches women how to get into sales, how to get into remote high ticket sales. And she had less than 10,000 followers. She still has less than 10,000 followers on IG, but she was really good at content. And I think that's the key I keep repeating that throughout this video. And yeah, if you're a creator that has good content, like you're only a couple tweaks away from making $100K a month, because she had really good content, and but she wasn't driving the traffic anywhere. She kind of was just posting content. So I was like, you need to drive this traffic to a free training, and on that free training, just educate these women on how they can get into remote high ticket sales, like how they can find a client, how they can get good at sales, even if they're bad at sales. And at the end, just give them the opportunity to work with you closely through a program. So she didn't even have a program 30 days ago. She didn't have a funnel, she didn't have a program, she didn't have anything.
Still don't have a funnel.
Still doesn't have a funnel. So I was like, whatever, helped her with her webinar. She drove traffic to the webinar, and at the end of the webinar, she sold her program. But here's where a lot of course creators mess up, is they think that they have to have the whole curriculum created before they start. And this pushes their launch back a lot. But I told her, I was like, you don't have to have your curriculum done. Just sell your program at the end of the webinar and tell them that you're gonna live drip it, because that's actually more valuable for the student, because now you can drop one video a week and the students are able to attend live and they can ask questions at the end.
Right.
So that's what Alexis is doing. She doesn't have her course done yet. She's been dropping one video a week and slowly building out the modules, but her students are able to attend live and watch the course being built out live. And she was able to do 100K in 26 days, again, with less than 10,000 followers, $0 spent on ads, just from implementing this framework.
That's crazy. So you're able to take somebody that's already doing 6 figures a month, scale them to 7. You're also able to take somebody that's only doing 10K a month, scale them to 100K. So what would you say, to the person that is really good at a certain skill, and they really should have a program out there, but they are kind of on the fence about it because they're feeling like, oh, there's already so many courses out there, why would I come out with another course, or why would I even sell this information? What would you say to that person?
That's funny, because I was actually talking to this one kid that DM'd me. So this kid, for those of y'all that don't know me, again, my name is William Rivera. I've done over $30 million in courses, and my program's around Amazon. So I have the biggest Amazon program in the space. And there's one kid, I think he's 19 years old, he DM'd me, and he also is an Amazon creator. He posts a lot of Amazon content. He has an Amazon course, so he's literally in my niche, in my space. And he DMs me because he wants to, launch a successful course. And we're talking. He's asking me all these questions. And then the last question that he asked me is, well, if you help me, aren't you creating a competitor for yourself? Why would you do that? Basically, that's what he said. And I was kind of just the market is so big that isn't even an issue. There will never be a time where there are more course sellers than course buyers.
Right.
The market is so huge. And on top of this, a lot of people don't understand this. The people that are buying your program, most of the time, they're not really buying your program because of what you teach. They're buying your program because they fuck with you.
Yeah. Not
your program. People buy people, they don't buy things. So if you think about it that way, there really is no competition, because you're of one-on-one, right? There's only one of you. And people can copy your program, but they can't copy your story. I'm not the number one in my space, and I haven't done over $30 million in sales because I have the best Amazon course in the world. I don't. Yeah, we get people results, but there's obviously way better Amazon sellers out there that have way more authority than me and have made way more money than me in the Amazon space. But the reason why I have the most students, the reason why my program has been the most successful is because I lean on my story. And people can't copy my story. You know, I was a felon at 17. I used to work at Amazon warehouse making $11 an hour, working from 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. And when I lean on that story, I'm able to reach a broad crowd, especially when I run paid ads to that story.
Right.
So I lean on that, and that's what's able to, make my program stand out over the others, because people are buying me. They're not buying how to sell on Amazon.
That's so good. So last question for you. What piece of advice could you give to the next person that's trying to accomplish the things that you have accomplished? Because again, $30 million at the age of 26, that's absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanna make a lot of money in this industry, it's all storytelling. So it's like the better of a storyteller you are, the more money you're gonna make. Because like I said, people are buying you, people are buying your story. They're not really buying what you're teaching them. Like, same thing with Alexis. She did 100K in 26 days teaching women how to get into remote sales. But even though, yes, the girls are interested in doing that, they're not really buying that. They're buying the fact that this girl went from working a 9 to 5 to now she's traveling the world. Now she's going to fucking Pilates class. Now she's getting matcha every day. Now she lives in Miami. Like, they're buying that story.
Yeah.
They're not buying remote high ticket sales. If Alexis would have told them that she's able to live that lifestyle because she sells on Amazon, they would have bought still. They're buying her lifestyle. They're buying her story. So if you're watching this and you want to be successful in this industry, craft your story. Every single one of you guys watching this video, you have a unique story. You just got to really paint the picture and make it more vivid for your audience. And if you're able to do that very, very well, it doesn't matter what niche you're in. It doesn't matter if you sell on Amazon. It doesn't matter if you do Shopify dropshipping. It doesn't matter if you're showing people how to start a social media marketing agency, YouTube automation, and I'm naming all these industries because these are industries that all my clients are in and they're winning.
Yeah.
And these are also all industries that people would say are saturated, right? But they're winning because they have good stories. So that's my piece of advice, is like, really develop a good story and you'll always stand out no matter what niche you're in.
Wow, that's so good. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us. I will let you get back to your trip, currently in Colombia right now.
Yeah, we're in Cartagena right now. I almost died. We're in Cartagena right now. Last week we were in Medellin, and the last week before that we were in Bahamas. But hey, hope y'all enjoyed this video.